The 2024 season ended up becoming a little bit more exciting than expected, and the 2025 season is definitely going to be a lot better. I'm Mike from Pitstop. Welcome to another video, and today we're going to test our knowledge, or test our memory really, see how much I remember from the 2024 season with the big fat quiz of 2024. This is on Planet F1's website, so if you're ever looking for really cool quizzes to do, I recommend going to look at their website. This is not a paid partnership. I wish it was, but it's not. So how this is going to work is there's 30 questions, and I've got my girlfriend in the background because she was too comfy to move, and she's going to be my lifeline. 2024 was her first season watching F1, first full year. So it's all she knows about F1, and hopefully she's got better memory than me. So I can ask her up to 3 times, and once that's done, then it's just up to me. And if she gets it wrong, I can blame her, and if she gets it right, I can say I introduced her to F1. So I think that's the goal for this video. Okay, let's get started. Before we even got cars on track, the big news came that Lewis Hamilton will move to Ferrari. But how many seasons will he have raced in F1 by the end of 2024? So I know he started in 2007, but my maths is really bad. So immediately I'm like, okay, well, you know, um, I can't even think of how the maths is supposed to work. I think it's 18, right? 17 makes sense for 2007 to 2024, but the season's completed, so 18. As well as Hamilton's move, there was confirmation that Lando Norris was staying, but when did he first race for McLaren? 2019. I remember this because that was the season that we got the trio in of George Russell and Albon, who got moved to Red Bull, and not definitely not the same way as Liam Lawson because Liam has had 12 races already, but yeah, also not much experience when you move to Red Bull. Preseason now, and which team topped the times of the 2 of the 3 testing days in Bahrain? Well, if this was 2025, I don't know because I never really got to watch much of the testing, unfortunately. But Sainz did well. But in 2024, it was Ferrari. I remember that because I was hoping that they were gonna sort of do really well in the season, and the first race came, and we thought, oh, is Max ever just not gonna win a race? And yeah, look how the season turned out. Race 1. How many DNFs were there in Bahrain? 2024 was a ridiculously consistent year. It was the first time in F1 history that 4 of the constructors won with like 1 and 2 or 1-2, which is really impressive. So quite a cool season, but 0 is the answer. Max Verstappen started the season in stunning form, but how many consecutive poles did he score to begin the year? Um, 6 or 7. I think 7. All right, five in a row. Let's go. Memory is not that bad yet. Sainz scored his third F1 win in Australia, but what caused him to miss the previous race in Saudi Arabia? His appendix, a foot injury, a broken wrist, or his partner gave birth. Is Carlos Sainz in a relationship? I don't know. But anyway, it's sort of the performance enhancing drug, and that's his appendix. My name is Carlos Sainz, and I do not have an appendix.
Isn't Williams the first appendixless team now?
I don't know. Oh yes, yeah, that's actually true. The Lifeline gave me an interesting point here that Albon got his appendix removed as well. So Williams has 4 wheels and 0 appendixes. Ollie Behrman was the super sub who replaced Sainz, but where did the young Briton finish in Saudi? Well, I know he has his appendix, so um, yeah, no, he did really well. Even Lewis Hamilton went to congratulate him, and I think that was definitely the race that secured his position as a future Formula One driver. My dad says that he's going to be a future Formula One world champion. I guess we'll see. But seventh, really good. Very impressed. The upcoming Brad Pitt movie was given an official name, but what was it? Apex GP was the first answer. That's the name of the team that he races in, which I think is kind of like if you go on F1 team name generators, is probably the first thing that'll come up. And the name of the movie is just as uninspiring. It's F1. In April, Lando Norris was spotted sporting this bandage. It might be the new style. Maybe Lewis Hamilton will come into the grid wearing a bedazzled bandage one day. How did he get it? I know the answer to this, and to my foreign audience in South Africa, what we'd say he was getting gesyp partying in Amsterdam. Speaking of injuries, tennis star Jelena Dokic suffered an eye injury after some gravel kicked up in Australia, but he was car caused. How would I know this? I don't even know who the tennis star is. Um, okay, I'm gonna go to Lifeline for the first one. So Lifeline, the question is: speaking of injuries, tennis star Jelena Dokic suffered an eye injury after some gravel kicked up in the Australia race, but whose car caused it? Verstappen, Sargent, Alonso, or Sainz?
This was all over social media at one point. It's Alonso.
Okay, she says Alonso. That was the first team and driver that she kind of liked, and he's obviously popular on TikTok, and she likes it TikTok. So she says she saw something there, and she is right. Well, she said social media, which I just kind of assume is TikTok. True or false, Verstappen has won more races in 2024 than the rest of the field combined. 2024 was the first season where it's 24 races, longest season in F1 history. And he won 12 of them, so it's equal. Hamilton returned to the top step at Silverstone, but when did he first win at the venue? He debuted in 2007, and he did win in his first year, I think in the Chinese Grand Prix, but I'm not sure. But he didn't win Silverstone. He won in 2008. If you're wondering what the Lifeline is doing, she's sewing a bunny together. It's definitely the more talented of us. I just watch F1. Which driver is facing a race ban as he nears the limit of his penalty points? Well, the FIA have kind of like messed around with this because they say that if you get, 12 penalty points, you get a race ban. And people have come close to it, but no one's ever gotten it. But Kevin and Magnussen believed. He believed that the FIA aren't a joke. Okay, but anyway, yeah, it's Kevin Magnussen. George Russell missed out on a win in Spa after he was disqualified, but what was the reason behind it? So I know the answer to this, and one of the first answers there, not enough fuel, is a touchy subject because Vettel finished second in the Aston Martin Consuer, so horrible box. He finished second in Baku. I think that was the same race that the famous magic button thing happened, and then he ran out of fuel on the cool down lap, and he got in trouble. So not happy about that. But the answer is the car was too light. Unlike me, I wish I was also too light. Ollie Oakes, at 36, became the second youngest team principal in F1 history. But how old was Christian Horner when he took over Red Bull? I have no clue at all, but I'm going to go with 30, 31. 1 year. Andreas Seidel was a surprise departure from the Audi project, but who have the German team lined up to replace him? Well, Andreas Seidel obviously was the team principal at McLaren. I don't know if it was anything to do with Stella taking over from him that made McLaren what they are now. Probably an element. Seidel, yeah, it's just a shame what happened to him. But he got replaced with Mattia Binotto, who is a really good engineer, and he gave us a lot of memes while he was at Ferrari. You know, clowns, Binotto. So, yeah, Mattia Binotto, and I'm hoping he does better. Carlos Sainz's future was finally confirmed with a move to Williams, but which team has he raced for the most so far? He was in Ferrari for 4 years. Before that, he was in McLaren, and yeah, then Renault, then Toro Rosso. He has an interesting thing where every time he's come into a team, by the time he's left it, they've been in a higher constructors position. So he must be the like wild card, or not the wild card, but he's the, I don't know, he's the bit of magic for the team, the good luck charm. Maybe it's his technical feedback, but that's quite a cool little badge to have. So hopefully he does the same with Williams. The answer is Ferrari though. Norris had to wait 110 races before his first win, but which driver tops the list with 194 before their first win? It's not Carlos Sainz, it's not Mark Webber, and it's definitely not JB. It's Sergio Perez, and that was a really good race in Bahrain. I think it was. We went from last to first in the Racing Points, the pink Mercedes. Okay, I can see Ayrton Senna, and I know the Lifeline's already going to want to answer a question here. 2024 mark 30. What?
Hmm?
Did you tell me to shut up?
I wasn't even looking at this.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry. I'm defensive immediately. 2024 marked 30 years since Ayrton Senna's death. Rest in peace. But how many races did he win in F1? Okay, so I never remember how many races people win for some reason. I think it's just mere numbers. But I do happen to know that the Lifeline is slightly obsessed with him. I guess the whole of social media is. But she can't leave me for him, so that's fine. So Lifeline, did he win 35 races, 41 races, 48 races, or 54 races?
Overall, 41.
41, and she is correct. Not bad for somebody who's only watched one season of Formula One.
Fixate on things. So then when I see something interesting, then I like scroll and learn and read.
I don't know if my viewers can hear you, but she says she hyperfixates on things. So China returned to the calendar for the first time since 2019, but who won the race that year? I wish I could say it was Vettel. Um, but 2019 was the year when Leclerc came in. Um, and unfortunately, he unsettled Vettel a little bit. Pretty boy Charles Leclerc, everyone loves him. Sorry, Matt from P1. But yeah, it's not Sebastian Vettel, it's Lewis Hamilton. Oscar Piastri scored his first win in Hungary, but how many Australians have won a race? Or he's won, Ricardo's won, was Brabham from Australia? I don't know. But there's been a few winners. I think it's 5. Nice. Which team crossed the milestone of 300 races at the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix? Red Bull. Machetes. Okay, so this is something I always get confused with. So Mercedes sort of took over from Brawn in 2010 after Brawn had only one season in Formula One, their debut and last season, and they won the whole thing. Then Mercedes came in. Um, so something I forget is Red Bull seems like a younger team because of culture and stuff, but actually not. They started quite a bit before that. So Fernando Alonso signed a new deal until 2026, but how old will he be when his contract ends? Okay, I'm gonna go to Lifeline again because the other driver that she loves is Alonso. I think everyone loves Alonso. This how many? I've asked you twice already, so this is the last Lifeline. Let's get her in this video. So, is it 44 races? 44 years old, 45 years old, 46 years old, or 47 years old? How old will he be at the end of 2026?
So next year.
Yeah,
45.
45. Well done. What percentage of laps this season have been led by Max Verstappen? Now, Max obviously won half of the races, but even a lot of some of the races he didn't win, he led as well. I don't know how many laps that they were in 2024, but if you think about it, if there were 60 laps per race and there were 20 races in the season, because that's much easier maths to do, it's 1,200 laps. It's a ton. It's a lot of laps. So it can't be 55, but it was more than 50. So it must be from process of elimination, 53. Ah, it's elementary, my dear Watson. Charles Leclerc won his home race in Monaco, but who was P2? The greatest of all time, Oscar. And the only reason that Leclerc won that race was because Oscar led him to, let the curse out. So thanks, Oscar, for taking one for the team, but you are the best. No bias in this video at all. One driver has completed every lap so far this year, but who is it? Oh, I mean, okay, I know the answer, but let's humor the quiz. Alex, Charles, Nico Hülkenberg, or Oscar Piastri. There's only one driver good enough to do it, really. Okay, 4 questions left. We're on a roll. Let's see. I didn't even notice that there was hints here. Okay. Sorry, you can be fired for the next quiz because we've got hints. Ferrari used a special livery, but for what races? I don't like the HP blue at all, just saying. And they've also got a new logo that they, for some reason, didn't use on this car, so that could have been better. It was the Miami Grand Prix, and that's when Norris got his first win. That's also where Verstappen rugby tackled the bollard. Jonathan Wheatley will leave Red Bull to join Audi. Another one bites the dust. But what is his role at Red Bull? So another one bites the dust joke is that there are so many high up people leaving Red Bull. Race engineer, no, and the only race engineer that I know is GP because of his sort of like dad-son relationship with Max. Chief engineer, sporting director, or technical director. Sporting director. Which team has registered the most fastest laps so far this year? Ferrari, VCarb, or as was it Stormzy that harassed people in London to tell us that you have to say Visa Cash App Racing Bulls because it really does just roll straight off the tongue. Mercedes or Red Bull? Mercedes? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, final lap. Can he keep this lead? Can he go around the last couple of bends and win the race? Bruno Famin lost his job as Alpine team principal, but who did he replace in 2023? Cyril Abiteboul. Ah, I miss Cyril. Flavio Briatore, interesting man. Martin Whitmarsh or Otmar Safnauer. Safnauer. Anyway, it was Otmar, and I think he got an unfair run. I think he's good. Yeah, see how we did. 28 out of 30. P2, close, but you just missed out. Okay, P2, I'll take it. If Norris is in front of me, then it's P1 by the end of the first corner. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think when I did the track thing, it was also on the Planet F1 website. I also got 2 wrong. So hopefully next time I do a quiz, I'll actually get full marks. But I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, this has been another video. Like I said, I didn't get to watch much of preseason testing, so I'm not going to do a report on that. And the first race of the season is coming up soon now. So I just thought let's do something a little bit of fun and get a bit of fun in before the serious business of the season actually starts. So thank you everyone for watching. We're getting really close to 400 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. I'm really impressed and happy with how this channel has come out. So yeah, thanks everyone for that. To the I can't remember what the nickname was, but yeah, do you want to say goodbye to the audience? Okay, she waves goodbye. Thanks everyone for watching. It's been another video. Look out for more to come and have a lacquer day.